In this video, I'll be going over one segment of a collection that I bought in Kansas City. If you saw the introductory video for this collection, you might have noticed there were many binders from both Decipher and unofficial sets. I didn't really go into those binders, that's for later videos, but this particular video I'll be talking about what came with the collection that was not in binders. So boxes of stuff, some sealed packs, and maybe some other interesting things. There was a couple of empty boxes that I've never actually seen before, so I'll get to those in a bit. But first we have a 3200 count box. I believe that's what size this is. Full of commons and uncommons is what I was told, but maybe there'll be some other cards in here. On the sides, these top loaders, they all appear to be empty, but that's alright. I didn't really consider those in my offer, but I do regularly have to buy top loaders for shipping cards, so to get some bonus top loaders, that at least cuts down on my supplies costs for my store. So we'll just get started here with the commons and uncommons. I'll go through them fairly quickly. I think they're pretty well organized by set, so we'll be able to see what's a rare and what's not. And there'll be probably some good commons. Okay, so already a couple rares, and cards like Torin Far are uncommons that are kind of hard to get. So that's good. In the first couple cards, there's already a couple rares. Nothing that's gonna, make a ton of money, but when I'm making common and uncommon sets or rares sets, or I should say assorted lots of rares, it's nice to have all sorts of different things, since you never know what somebody's going to be looking for. Lots of people are looking to complete their sets, and yeah, most of the time they're trying to find the chase cards, but every now and then you'll get somebody who's just looking for a couple random rare twos to finish out their premier sets. But yeah, lots of different sets here already. Special edition in various conditions. Most cards are very nice, unplayed, but I do notice some surface wear. So these look to be the makings of partial common and uncommon sets. I always like special edition, just added a lot of expanded universe stuff to it. Okay, Death Star 2 now, and looks like instead of a partial, or maybe that was a complete common and uncommon set, I'm not sure. There's multiple copies of a lot of these Death Star 2 cards. But looks to be mostly commons and uncommons. Even the commons and uncommons in this set, there's a lot of good ones. Menace Fades, going back to Insurrection Planning, kind of a fun Destiny 6 card when you're playing with scouts such as Luke. A lot more Death Star 2. Characters both unique and non-unique, and now into A New Hope. And it's probably going to be hard to tell on video here, but these are, on the right we have our original version of the Reserve Pilot, and then the Death Star 2 reprint. The Death Star 2 reprint cards, they often look a little bit darker. They came in the starter decks. There was a lot of stuff reprinted from both A New Hope and Premiere, as well as a lot from Special Edition too. So I'll probably, ooh, okay. Always a card I'm looking for more of for my common and uncommon sets that I make and sell. Corellian Corvette, okay. And I'm not looking at those too closely, but it looks to be at least the nucleus of a common and uncommon set getting going. Seems to be a lot of the chase uncommons are in here, which is a good sign. Nice to see an altar in there. Maybe we'll get up to a sense pretty soon. Oh, probably no sense. Some stormtroopers. I got a big pile of those. Mouse droids, they're fun to... There's a deck that you can lose the game in the first turn that uses mouse droids. Definitely as a joke deck, but I played that against one of my friends. He was pretty amused. Alright, gonna be a lot more Premiere here. Okay. It's not a rare, but it's a cool card. Where'd it go? There it is. A couple Dark Jedi Lightsabers. One's really beat up. You can probably even see that on the video. This one's in much nicer shape. Into Hoth now. In terms of the black border, and there's a rare. In terms of the black border sets, for me, Hoth is one of the tougher ones to find commons and uncommons for. Endor rare, cool. Another Endor rare. Some sets I already have 20 common and uncommon sets made up, like Cloud City and Jabba's Palace. Others, like Hoth, maybe it's only 6 or so. So it's just harder to find the commons and uncommons to make sets out of. But yeah, this is a real nice mix of cards. So it seems like later on when I go through a lot of the complete sets and binders, these are probably extra cards for deck building or whatever. And there's some good ones in here too. Not that there's many great cards from Cloud City. There's a lot of cards to go through, but I'll see if any rares or cards of note pop out, like Clash of Sabers. Lots of Jedi. Oof, how many copies of Great Warrior? That's pretty wild. So back into Hoth again. It's always fun to guess as to what the organization system was. Maybe the first, oof, youch. Maybe the first cards I went through were the basics for, who knows, there was doubles of them. My first guess was, oh, that's one of each card for building a common and uncommon set, but then there were doubles in there too, so it's hard to tell. And now we're into repeats of some of the sets we've seen before. Lots of times going through special edition you find rares that people didn't notice right away were rares. But not so much in that stack. But hey, anything after Jabba's Palace, if there's commons and uncommons, I'll take it, because those sets, especially special edition being a 324 card set, the common and uncommon sets are often tough to put together. Into Tatooine now, it's actually not a rare this epic event, it's an uncommon, but it's used now for a virtual Darth Maul. One of the better uncommons in the game lets you pull a just lost lightsaber armed character into your hand. And some Coruscant, okay. I wasn't really expecting to see Coruscant in here. Looks like mostly commons, but some uncommons here as well. And like I was saying with the other sets, man, Coruscant, anytime I get an uncommon for Coruscant, there's a good chance that I'm going to need it to build a set out of pretty soon. That's a $4 or $5 uncommon. There's a pretty useful Yoda these days that use that card as its image. Okay. Almost done with one whole row here. And at Jabba's Palace. Lots of Jabba's Palace commons and uncommons. I've seen enough of those for one lifetime, but hey, they're always going to be in any collection you get. Okay, we'll go back to the front, but on the right side now. And it looks like we're starting out with Death Star 2. Awesome. And this looks like it might be a common and uncommon set. There's a good chance that's what that is, so very cool. I can just, well, I'll probably replace a couple of the rougher cards, like one of them looked pretty bad, Red Squadron 7 with a lot of edge white. But I'll probably replace those and get those up for sale. Of course, there's a Jedi Pack here too. I didn't mention that right away, but it's not super valuable, but considering they were given out for free, if they sell for $5 or $10 these days, that's not bad at all. White border mixed in there for some reason. Lots of Death Star 2 here. And even the commons and uncommons in Death Star 2, I thought they had a lot of cool looking pictures. The TIE Interceptors, that was kind of their introduction to the game. Not thinking I'm missing any rares here, but it happens occasionally. So Death Star 2 and Dagobah mixed in. Back to Special Edition. Very nice card. Helped me win a couple games in a tournament in Montana. Always loved this X-Wing. Great picture. Oh, there's a couple rares. 2 Hoth rares, nice. Just so happened they were on the end of the stack. So 1 Dagobah card, then back into a bunch of Hoth. Now Endor. There's some useful commons and uncommons in Endor, at least ones that are valuable and people are looking for extra copies. Rare Sight from Cloud City. Three-quarters done with this box, and we'll see what else happened. But don't want to miss out in case there's anything extra special here. Okay, so some White Border, A New Hope, another set that's tough to make. Okay, so there's limited amounts of that, maybe one pack of that and a couple of Hoth. Okay, and then a decent amount of Dagobah. Now into the White Border Premier, which I'll go through extra fast. Even if we do find a rare, it doesn't often mean much. See if anything catches my eye. So that was an interesting looking card. Okay, almost done with these ones. Don't think there's any Vaders or Tarkins or Lukes hiding in here. Plenty of Stormtroopers though. Hey, okay, a couple four Imperial class Star Destroyers, nice. Kind of forgot about those. It's always nice to get an Imperial Star Destroyer, even the uncommon one. And one more big stack here. So there's probably some uncommons here that I'll add to my box of Premier Commons and Uncommons to build sets out of, but not a whole lot of people are interested in White Border Premier Common and Uncommon sets, so that might be kind of on the back burner. But I'll get this off to the side. I have another box down here. It's a bit too tall to bring up on the table. But things that were in it: empty Cloud City box, and an empty Dagobah box. Okay. I initially thought these were empty, but now I'm not so sure. Oh, that's interesting. Unlike the English one, it opens on a hinge there. So it's not a separate lid. I'm glad I didn't pull it off too harshly. So a rule book, Japanese rule book. Never seen one of these before. And there are cards in here. Okay, so this looks like the dark side commons and uncommon, or the dark side. Oh, okay, so these are the extras from the set maybe. I think he has the set in the binders, but those are the extra Japanese cards. Not a lot of Japanese White Border, pretty much only in these sets did they come. A lot of stuff I haven't seen there before. And just double check there's nothing underneath. Okay, there isn't. Whoops. There we go. The Empire Strikes Back version also opens on a hinge, unlike its American counterpart. So 2 Japanese rule books here. It's a lot of rules. Seems like doesn't seem like that many when they're in a language you understand, but when they aren't, oof, that would be a lot to read to play a new game. Of course, I've been playing this on the floor of a summer camp cabin for a long time, so it's one of those things you just kind of learn as you go, and then later on you read the rules for more details. So a lot of interesting cards in there, some stuff that I wouldn't really expect to find here in the Empire Strikes Back one, some A New Hope cards, but a lot of cards I haven't seen in Japanese before. And also nothing underneath that. So initially those felt empty to me in my intro video, but I'm glad to see there was some interesting stuff in there. Okay, now we got the English Empire Strikes Back. Kind of the same idea. I'm sure this is cards from that set. And Premiere, same idea here. Wonder if there's the odd electro binoculars in here. Or maybe not, since that would be in this set. Okay, so no. There's a few versions of the electro binoculars card just because of a misprint that occurred on the black border version and some of the white border versions. This one appears to be totally empty. Yep, that's all right. I wasn't sure. Oh, this sounds plasticky, so it's probably not cards. Okay. Oh, so these must be for standing cards upright in. Haven't really done that with any of my cards, but there's a couple that'd be fun to do with. I'm guessing this probably isn't cards either. Okay, so more top loaders, nice. It's a decent box too, the perfect size for holding top loaders in. I got a third anthology box here with the sleeve for it, so I'll slide that off as carefully as I can. Alright, top loaders here. They look empty. And these... Okay. Oh, so he said he did some homemade cards. I think these are... Okay, so these are like test prints that he did, so you can... Yeah, he said that you could tell the difference, because some of these were test prints and some of them were real cards. But, and yet, you know, the print quality is good, but it's clearly not a original Premiere card. It's, first of all, it's a bit too glossy, and I don't know if it makes any sense, but it's like when you had those old printers in the 90s that had, I don't know much about printing. There's people who probably know a lot more about me that could post something in the comments, but it just looks like the ink, you can see more small dots in the ink than I can in most cards. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but okay, so this is like a reprint set of Premiere Blackboard. That's interesting. Let's see if... Yep, still Premiere. That means there's probably a Luke in here towards the front. Well, here's a Han. But yeah, most cards, they have... The real cards have Star Wars on the back. That's a real card just from Hoth. That's at least interesting. Not really sure what I'm going to do with those. I obviously won't sell them, but not really sure what I would do with them. Could put them in decks for casual games, I suppose, but there's a lot of Premiere cards that don't... Okay, it looks like a New Hope now. And I won't go through every single one of these. These are high-quality reprints, too. Oh, that was an interesting one to flip, too. That's the corrected version of R3PO. Oh. Okay, well, this is a bit different then. So I think the test prints weren't all from one set. So I think this is like a fan-made card. I don't recognize it from anywhere, but is that from... Okay, so that must be from the Episode 8. And, okay, it makes sense these were test prints. There's no borders. Maybe they were made a little bit too big, or maybe this was on purpose. They wouldn't be mistaken for actual cards, but it's pretty neat. Some dream cards with dream text on there, and the other thing is they don't really smell like normal cards. I've opened a lot of packs, and they smell a bit more chemically, but, I mean, at the same time, that's not a complaint or anything. I'm just saying that it's not like these are going to get, especially with the borders, they're not going to get mistaken for actual cards. But let's see. Okay. So yeah, these are like dream text with dream images. That's pretty neat. Okay. And there's some, that has some interesting font on it. It's a dark Luke. Maybe from those comics that I never quite read about, the Legends comics. Something about the planet Abyss, I think, and Luke turning to the dark side. I can't remember the details. I do like a lot of that original expanded universe stuff. Okay, so it'll be fun later to just look through and see what somebody came up for dream card text. And I mean, on the back they almost look normal except for the Star Wars logo being missing, which is a good thing. But some cool looking cards, some logos. Nice. Okay, so that is somebody's Star Destroyer. And this is interesting. Okay, so this is a black border. Well, this is a black border reprint of a white border only card, Luke. So for people who really hate black border, or I should say white border cards, that might be the way to go. Reprint of second anthology here. Second anthology preview cards, I assume, if we see. Yep, okay. Third anthology now. I'm assuming, yep, still no Star Wars on the back. That's a good thing. And these are also a bit of a grayer tint to them too. So just in terms of being able to tell the difference, it's not that hard, but people have been concerned about fake cards, and obviously these aren't intended to be mistaken for real ones without the logo. But I mean, these are pretty nice quality. There's some obvious differences, but that is something, I guess, to be concerned about moving forward as the price of the game goes up. Are people having a counterfeit laboratory to make Luke Skywalker Jedi Knights? I think to do my part, I'll just keep opening Death Star 2 packs and hopefully pull another one. Okay, so that's neat looking. Black border Chewie. It's kind of, I mean, I've only ever seen these cards white border. It's cool to see what they look like black border. Boba Fett. Okay. So, oh, and I see some cards over here on the side too. Peeking out. Thought I might have felt one more over there, maybe not. Oh, there are more cards over here. My goodness. I'm gonna keep finding stuff. Alright. Alright, there are cards in the sleeve, so this is gonna get interesting. Okay, that looks like a fan art version of, okay, that's a cool looking card. That's just the third marker, but that looks pretty awesome. And then some objectives here. That looks neat. A Tyrant. Okay. So again, not stuff you could do in a tournament, not stuff I would sell, but very, very neat looking cards for casual play. Some Star Destroyers here. Maul's Infiltrators. And as we're coming up on time here, don't want to go too long. Also have, okay, Flagship Executor, the regular Executor. Alright, some neat stuff there then. And I'll just double check. Yep, that's all. Oh, it's not all empty. There's a crate dragon there for some reason. Okay. So I'll get these out of the way and then briefly look at the packs. We'll see if we got one of every set. I think there is, but not too sure. Okay. So we got some Hoth,
A New Hope, more Hoth. Wow, okay. So these are nice and organized in these awesome sleeves, or cases, I guess I might say. Oh, alright. So this is probably both the Jabba's Palace sealed deck, and I'm guessing behind it is the official tournament sealed deck. There's two in there, you can see. This is a Japanese Premier Starter deck with a few cards in it. That's alright. So some Japanese Hoth and okay, so a mixture of Japanese cards in there for whatever reason. Jedi Pack. So, I wonder what the other one in there was. I almost don't want to open them up to find out. The anthologies. Rebel Leader Pack, Asteroid Sanctuary, and the corrected R3PO. And that must mean these are the base sets down here. Whoa. Hoth, Dagobah, the other Dagobah, Cloud City. Jabba's Palace. Okay, so go in order here. Death Star 2, very nice. They all fit in there pretty well, pretty snugly. Oh, looks like I lost the bottom to one of them. I wonder what set that was. I'll figure it out. Coruscant and Theed, very nice. And then my favorite sets. Is it all through? Ooh, okay, I think I found the one that's missing then. Reflections 2. Oh my goodness. Well, I might have to. I'll figure out how those seal on later. But Reflections 2, Reflections 3, and Reflections 1, all of them. So I'll definitely take a look, get those resealed back up. But those are some pretty nifty cases. Anyways, that was pretty much everything that's not in the binder. So my next couple videos along this will be for everything that was in the binder, some pretty cool fan-made cards I already saw some of, and we'll see how many of the sets are complete, and of the sets that aren't complete, what cards do we have. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you for the next one.